And again, the United Nations, Doug, just took over the seas. I don't think anybody realizes what that means. That means you'll have to have a United Nations permit to fish in the Everglades of Florida. That means you'll need a United Nations permit to go out on the three of the most famous trout fishing rivers in the world, actually, are in Montana. The Gallatin, the Madison, the Yellowstone, well, I could go on, the Rosebud. It seems like every one of the resources that used to be free to us are becoming more and more difficult. And I don't know, did you see that, Doug? Did you see that, Joe? With the United Nations
is
taking, okay. So, and let me ask you this, and then please, did you guys even put into the framework of that means they'll control the food, whatever isn't radiated?
Food, can they not control, will they not control the traffic as well on the high seas?
Today is April the 11th, 2016. We are truly living in extraordinary times. We just witnessed a shadow government entity hold a $500 billion meeting in secret. We are witnessing the cancellation of the presidential election with the rigging of the delegate process. And now we have this. The United Nations wants to have total control over the world's oceans. The United Nations has launched a far-reaching initiative that could give UN-sponsored stakeholders sway over the biological resources of the high seas, all the waters that lie outside national territories and economic zones. The potential shift in power involves multi-trillion-dollar issues, such as whether large areas, conceivably as much as 30% of the world's international waters, should be designated as no-go areas to protect biological diversity. So to me, it is very obvious what we are seeing here. This is the United Nations Wildlands Project, but for the oceans. And so really quick, in case you are not familiar, this map right here is the United Nations Wildlands Project. This is the fantasy the United Nations has for America. This map right here explains to us the reason why we are seeing Obama and the federal government steal land and protect it. They are protecting it from you and me so that we don't go on it. And so if this map is fully implemented, it says right here that the red, core reserves and corridors, little to no human use. You will not be allowed to touch this land if they have their way, and they are now trying to do the same thing with the oceans. They want to have no-go zones. So from there, it goes on to say whether and how to require elaborate environmental impact assessments for future ocean development projects, which basically translates out to you have to be a billionaire to do anything, and how to divide up the economic benefits from the future development of marine genetic resources. Now, I have no idea what they are talking about here. I'm going to guess that this is about genetically modified sea animals, but I could be completely wrong. The rationale, there's rationale. The rationale behind the discussions, easing the rising pressure on the world's undersea biodiversity wrought by overfishing, pollution, the drainage of nutrients and other substances from surrounding lands, disturbance of underwater seabeds, and fears of even greater threats from underwater industrial technology, including underwater exploration for hydrocarbons, and of course, they don't mention Fukushima. Shame on them. They refuse to admit and acknowledge the real problem going on, at least in the Pacific Ocean. And then further down in the article, this is the last line I'm going to cover. One of the biggest backers of the preliminary talks is the Obama administration. Gee, should we be surprised that Obama is one of the biggest cheerleaders for the United Nations taking over the oceans and declaring no-go zones? I mean, this is unbelievable. I really don't know what else to say about this other than the fact that our president is a traitor. He is submitting our country to foreign international bodies, and hardly anybody is doing anything to stop him.